It's the very last night of the year 2000. New Year's Eve is just hours away. It's freezing outside, that biting Tokyo winter air that stings your face. But inside it's warm. It's lived in. There's a man inside this house. Let's picture him. He's tired. It's been a long night of intense physical labor. He's exhausted. So he does what any of us would do. He heads to the kitchen. He opens the freezer and spots a treat. Ice cream. Melon flavor. How lucky. He takes 4 little cups. He's too tired to look for a spoon. He just squeezes the cups and bites the ice cream right off the top. He heads into the living room, finishing them off one by one. He feels a little bored, so he walks over to the family computer. He boots it up. Remember, this is the year 2000. Dial-up internet. Bulky monitors. He surfs the web. He looks up theater tickets. He browses some bookmark folders, just killing time in the quiet house. Around 3 a.m., the fatigue finally hits him. He eyes the sofa in the living room. It looks soft. So, he lies down. He pulls a cushion under his head, and surrounded by the silence, he falls asleep. He sleeps peacefully, but there's one detail about this cozy scene that I haven't told you yet. This isn't his house. The couch he's sleeping in belongs to a dead woman. The computer he used belongs to her dead husband. And while he was biting into that melon ice cream, and surfing the web, and taking a nap on that sofa, the entire family who lived there was rotting in the rooms around him. Let me tell you what really happened before the ice cream. Around 11 p.m., this man climbed a fence next to Setagaya Park. He scaled the house and squeezed his body through a tiny bathroom window on the 2nd floor. He dropped into the hallway like a shadow. His first stop was the bedroom of the youngest child, 6-year-old Ray. The boy was fast asleep. The intruder didn't use a weapon here. He wanted silence. He walked up to the sleeping boy and strangled him with his bare hands. Ray never even woke up. He never had the chance to scream. But the father, Mikio, heard something. A creak? A rustle? He ran up the stairs to check on his son. That's where they met. The intruder was waiting. He had brought a sashimi knife, a long slender blade, specifically for this. He attacked Mikio with such animalistic fury that he stabbed him in the head. He struck bone. The force was so violent that the tip of the sashimi knife snapped off inside Mikio's skull. Mikio collapsed on the floor, bleeding out. But the killer, he wasn't done. He still had work to do, and his knife was broken. With Mikio dying at his feet, the killer calmly walked downstairs to the family's kitchen. He opened their drawers. He rummaged around until he found a standard Santoko kitchen knife. He tested the weight of it. It would do, he thought. He walked back up the stairs, past the dying father, and he headed to the 3rd floor loft. That's where the mother, Yasuko, and the 8-year-old daughter, Nina, were sleeping. They weren't asleep anymore. They were awake, terrified, trapped at the top of the house. He cornered them. The police forensics tell a heartbreaking story. Yasuko was found crouching over her daughter, trying to shield her little girl's body with her own. But the killer showed no mercy. He rained down blows on them. Because the kitchen knife was duller than his original weapon, he had to use devastating force. He targeted their faces and necks specifically, The autopsy showed that little Nina had been beaten so badly she lost teeth, and she suffered bone-deep wounds to her face. They fought back. Yasuko's hands were covered in defensive wounds, but he just kept coming until the movement stopped. He left them there, tangled together in a pool of blood on the loft floor. And that is when he went to the fridge. That is when he got the ice cream. He sat downstairs just feet away from Mikio's body and had a snack. He used their internet while their blood was still wet on his clothes. He bandaged a cut on his thumb using their first aid kit. The blood from that bandage would eventually give police his DNA. He stayed in that house of horrors for 10 hours. He slept on their couch while the family lay dead in the dark. When the sun came up on New Year's Day, he simply walked out the front door, blended into the holiday crowds, and vanished. You're probably asking yourself the same question the police have been asking for 25 years. Why? Was it a robbery? He barely took any money. Was it revenge? Some say he was a skater who got into an argument with Mikio at the park just days before. Or was it something simpler, something colder? Looking at how he settled in, how he ate that ice cream, it looks less like a hit and more like envy. A drifter who saw a warm house and a happy family and decided to take it for himself. We still don't know who he is, so the next time you're home alone and you hear a floorboard creak upstairs, don't assume it's just the wind. Someone might be making themselves at home.